Good afternoon, I'm Jeff. I'm a Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 360 Southeast Wilson Street here in McMinnville. We're located at the left side of the building. If you're looking at the street, or looking at the face of the home from the street, we're on the left side. It's kind of the left rear corner. Underneath a bench and the deck boards, there is a 4-inch ABS cleanout. I'm going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. We currently have water running. I'm going to zero out the camera counter here at the base of the cleanout and refer to that spot as the point of access. I wanted to point something out here before we get started. There is water running, obviously, and I could hear it very loudly before I opened up the clean-out cap. And the reason for that, I found, is right up next to the foundation. You can see right here, the pipe is broken. I know it's kind of... That's a break in the pipe here at the foundation, so I would recommend getting that taken care of so that roots or something like that at some point don't get in there, or whatever. You might get critters down there putting stuff up against that. You might get debris in the line. So anyway, here we go. You can see there's kind of a white buildup or film on the bottom of the pipe. That is grease. You want to avoid putting that down the pipe as much as possible. I do understand this is a bed and breakfast, so lots of food probably gets cooked, but you want to avoid that because it can build up to the point where it causes all sorts of other debris to stick to the pipe. Well, for a while now, we've been going through a lot of standing water. It's a very long line. I'm hoping at some point we do pop out. It looks like right here we are. But it looked like there is obviously water running, but I'll bet when the line's all drained out, there's still probably 2 to 3 inches of standing water there, if not more. So having that kind of standing water in the line can cause a lot of debris to build up and can make it so that debris gets stuck right at the belly because it can't get through all the water. Well, I'm more than likely going to reach the extent of my camera here shortly. This is an extremely long sewer line. And that is as far as I'm going to be able to go here. We're fully maxed out. I'm 196 feet out right now. I'll get the line drained out as best I can. This is a bed and breakfast, so there are people staying here, so it might be tricky to get all the water turned off. We'll try. And I will attempt to locate the camera head here and see where we are at exactly. Okay, so I did successfully locate the camera head. If you're standing on the rear deck looking out towards the backyard area, the line does kind of a hard angle off to the far rear right corner of the property. And I found it beyond the fence line, only about 4 or 5 feet, and there was a manhole, visible manhole, on the other side of the fence, which puts the camera head only about 12 to 15 feet short of the terminus. They're most likely, as long as that's the sewer line, most likely it is. It's an easement, it looks like. It is possible it's a storm, but that's the way the camera's headed over there, so I don't think that's a coincidence. And then we do have a significant belly here in the line. I've tried draining all the water out, but there are people inside, guests, that are continuing to run water. Now I'm going to go try and locate right here. Actually, I'm going to pull back a little bit farther. I need to get on this side of the fence. It looks like the belly starts right about here. I need to pull it back a little bit before it ends, just so I make sure I'm on this side of the property and can do locates. As I pull back here, the line has drained out here at the end. There's about an inch and a half of standing water. But back towards the beginning of it, the line looked completely full. So if a repair is not done, I would recommend routine hydrojetting. Because of all the guests that are here, I would recommend that on a very routine basis, possibly every 6 months to a year. It's about usually $250 to $350, somewhere in that ballpark, and that will keep all the major debris build up to a minimum and reduce the chance of a blockage. Okay, I did locate the camera head at the end of the belly, which is about 4 feet beyond this. I've marked it with just a stick with some red cloth on top as it's raining. And we are at 3 feet 4 inches deep here along this section of the line. Okay, I did locate here. We're in the kind of middle of the backyard area, close to where the grass meets kind of the woods, I suppose. I put another stake here with a red piece of fabric on top of it. So the belly does dissipate, but it comes right back. We're only at 2 feet 2 inches deep here. The reason I haven't mapped out both of them individually is with the depth being this shallow, it can be, you may have to correct more than just the belly itself. Sometimes you have to adjust more than the bellied out pipe to attain proper grade again. I'm going to continue to reel back here. And so far what we're looking at this point out, there's about 1.5 inches of standing water. The water level is over the top of the camera head, which means there's at least 1 inch, and it takes me to kind of yank back like this to suck the water down, which means there's about 1.5 inches. If it were more than that, you wouldn't really see any pipe if I were pulling back quickly. There'd be too much water. I'll do another locate here. Okay, we're still in the backyard area, but getting more in line with like the far left side deck stairs. It's kind of hard to explain that, but everything is I've got stakes in the ground there, and we are at 3 feet deep at that point. So the other thing that needs to be checked on, sometimes with lines like this, where the line's that shallow, it can be difficult to correct the belly in the first place. If that easement isn't deep enough, sometimes it can be difficult to attain proper slope and grade. I don't know if that's the case or not, but okay, and this looks like the start of the belly here at 50 feet. I'm going to go ahead and mark this with a red stake. And this will be the last marking I do. I do recommend a repair here to correct the slope and grade from 50 feet out to 180 feet where the belly ends at. And it looks like for the most part it's 2 to 3 feet deep across the entire belly here in the line. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and reel the camera all the way back out. The belly is mapped out from start to finish with stakes that have, or they're sticks with red cloth on top of them. From 50 feet to 180 feet has lost grade. There's a stretch in between there for about 15 feet or so. It did drain out. But again, they often, when you have this much standing water to the side of those, you often have to correct it all to make it attain depth or proper slope and grade. And depending on where you're at in the belly, it was 2 to 3 feet deep, 3 feet 4 inches at 50 feet. So,
did you find it all the way down?
and as far as the depth of the standing water goes, towards the beginning of the line, the most that it gets to is about 2 inches of standing water.
Okay.
When the sink is running, though, however, the line does completely fill.